Alrighty, here today we're gonna do a little calling back a number that called me the other day. Gonna find out what the hell's been going on. I got a phone call the other day talking about someone coming from an airport. I literally looked up the area code on this phone number and it comes from Lexington, Boston area type thing. In a way, it sounded like a prank. In other ways, it sounded like, wow, what has somebody got to sit and do all day and make up some kind of friggin' stories? Now, there was some questions I wanted to ask about this stuff, but I didn't. I should have, but the whole thing and how it played out was very odd and bizarre, but in other words, it sounded like a prank. I don't know if someone made up this phone line or not. I just tried calling it, and it says you can't get to this person immediately. But how the conversation was is that they called me and they said, "Hello, Archie." They say my name, and I did not recognize the voice. Now, I am the type of person that can recognize a voice from anybody if I know that person. I'm very, very keen on getting a person's voice right, like say from a song, and whatever hits my eardrum and my mind hits that, voice tone, I know I can immediately remember it. Now, I do have my doubts on who this is, or I do have my suspicion, but I don't know, man. It didn't sound like the person I know that would normally do a prank call like this. I'm gonna say no names yet. I know who, if it is it that did it, but now calling this number, and it's got a whole different name on the answer machine. Yeah, I definitely got to document this. Now, there's some theories I got that could be is that someone is watching my YouTube channel and making prank calls, thinking I'm friggin' crazy. Whatever, I don't care, believe me or not. Two, I know the person who's doing it. Maybe using someone else's phone, but whatever on that. If it is that, I'm gonna find you, and I know you. I'm gonna get you. But anyways, so forth the conversation. Yeah, this is the airport. We're calling you to tell you that we were flying around your house today. They said something fell out of the plane while they were inspecting underground tunnels or piping. I'm thinking, what the hell? And what made me think that this could have been a prank is because of the things that was said. First off, we're in airport. This is the airport calling you. If there's anybody that's in a friggin' doing a running test, you don't say this is the airport calling you. And I know the Fitchburg Airport does not conduct tests around and stuff like that unless it's a secret thing driven by something unknown. But I never heard of that coming out of the Fitchburg Airport. Unless it's a military airport, and right, they don't say military, this is the airport, but that's the first thing to kick me off. Like, so I was just going along with it anyways, because I'm always trying to identify things. If I'm outside and I hear something, an aircraft, I've always jumped up and run out, whether it's a helicopter. One time I seen 4 friggin' huge military helicopters with the double propellers going to Devons. But I was in the house that day and I heard this, how the propellers spin. I'm like, damn, what the hell is that? I immediately jump and run to whatever I hear. If unheard noises throughout the neighborhood, town, I'm good on that. I've always had that in the back of my mind. If I hear something strange, I'm investigating. So the second thing I know that could have been a prank call is the fact that, they were doing tests and I was in the house yesterday. I don't know. I did go out at some point in time, but at that time I was in the house for a good long while. And of course, they said something fell in the friggin' yard. Now that's the third thing. Something fell on the roof, and then instead of fell in the yard, and then they're like, and I'm trying to have them like, well, what's this thing that fell in the yard? So I'm going outside, right? And if there's anything in the yard, I'm gonna friggin' see it. But there was nothing white. There was nothing out there. And that's when they said, oh, we were doing a test of the microwave radiation shooting through your house. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is getting good, right? This is stupid, but getting good. I mean, if you were smart and you're going to do a prank call with testing, you're not going to sit here and say all these white things. And what did I say was, what do these white things look like? And the only thing they could say was, why did they explain it like a white, say so a white bucket or, I don't know, something stupid. And that's why I didn't take it in my head. But for the fact that them putting it out there like this, though, did have me concerned. Like, wow, who the hell is this friggin' person? So, I mean, the conversation went on, and I said, well, if I told this person, if there was anything flying around out here, I'd be out there looking. I'd be up in the sky. I'm always looking in the sky, observing for aircraft, because I've done videos on it. So maybe there's taken in that I'm looking into tunnels or I'm looking into aircraft, putting this all together to come up with this wild story. And it's like, okay. So I said, if I would have seen something out here, I would have called the cops. And no, don't call the cops. I'm like, this is the fourth or fifth thing I'm like saying, oh, really? Don't call the cops. But you got something falling out of a plane and you want a civilian to pick this up and not get the cops involved because, if there's something suspicious in my yard, I wouldn't even listen to this guy. I would have already called the cops and said, geez, something in my yard, I don't know what the hell it is. I've never seen this before in my life. And that's what it was, too. Something I've never heard or seen of in my life. So I'm trying to picture and get a visual of this. And the pranker couldn't give me a visual of what I'm looking for. Or what it even describe of what it really looks like. So I'm like, what the Jesus. And then what it top it all off. And to think of this person that I know that does these kind of pranks. Before they hung up, I love you. Love you. It's like, what the fuck did you just say? But, like I said, just call this number back. It says something else. Now, I don't know if this person has literally bought a whole nother phone, put a whole different name on it, and did it that way. That's the only thing I can think of, or it's just him using someone else's phone. But, real quickly, I'm going to show you this. So here's the number. And like I said, it's out the Lexington area. John Mattress. It's not available. It's almost sound like it said John Mattress. And then they leave a message after the beep. Now, John is not the person I know of. I don't know. Not the person I know that does the pranks. So like I said, this could either be a borrowed phone or someone that literally is a pranker out in the Lexington, Boston area. And just playing, watching my videos and, oh, this guy's crazy. Let's make a prank on him. Maybe they did a video for themselves. That's what I'm thinking. Other than that, they just made themselves look real friggin' stupid in my eyes. Because, now, if I was to do a prank, this is the military base of Massachusetts. We can't reveal too much on this military, but we were doing some testing and runs, and you come out with this whole wild story that we're shooting beams down to check underground pipings, because, underground, there are tunnels underground that I know of, the slavery tunnels throughout the towns of Leominster, Fitchburg, they're out there, they exist, and if they're searching for someone that maybe could have found one and got in one, and then that's the military way I would have put it. Not we're just doing this testing on the piping with the microwave radiation. We use microwave radiation, and then this thing fell out in the house. And what I wanted to say is, what does my house look like then? Because if it ain't my house and it fell in someone else's yard, then I can run down there for you and act stupid, right? And say I can tell these people if it's in my area. And they're like, oh no, they probably picked it up and then just did something away with it, and it's our loss. Nothing we can do about it. So they're not. There's number five thing or four. They're not too worried about what fell out of their friggin' plane, right? Now, if it's a military thing or a military sting or someone looking this for this and that, then they're worried about something falling out of their plane. It would have been the military, the police that would have contacted me, not an airport. So therefore, prank call. But who it is, and of course they're going to get my name off my friggin' videos or comments to know my name. But the number thing, I don't know how they got. Unless my number comes up in a random, telephone dictionary like they usually do. And because everything on mine, like say Facebook, Google, all that, I have my phone number private. I don't give out my phone number unless I want you to have it. I don't just put it on Facebook like people do, or Google, or my YouTube account and say, hey, here's my phone number. Because, right, I'm not dealing with prank calls or idiots out there that are psychos and want to get in your friggin' life and start chaos. So, I mean, yeah, that ain't what I do. I'm trying to run a respectable business type thing here and so forth. But this person, whether or not they got my phone number from a friend or an acquaintance, that's maybe what I'm going with. Or they didn't. Or this isn't the phone dictionary that you can look up online, but right, you have to pay for it. Because it was something I had to do back in the day that I had to find someone, so I had to pay for it to get the number of this and that. And yeah, you can do it, but you got to pay for it, and you got to sign up to this thing saying that you're not going to, do any harm to the person, so forth. But you're paying for it, and you got to sign up for a thing, so. Whatever this person may be, I got you, buddy. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to find out. One person told me a while back with master's degrees, child psychology degrees, telling me I should be a private investigator. But other than that, whatever this pranker did, maybe what he's doing, what they're doing, yeah, I got your joke, ha, funny. It was a good one, but it ended up being a flop because the way you pronounced yourself and did yourself in is not a way a professional call would be. And when you say, oh, someone must have got a hold of this stuff and you don't care about it, and you got this stuff out there that falls out of your plane, and we don't care about it, it's our loss, what can we do about it? It's like, okay, then there's something wrong with this, you're a pranker. But if you are some stalker, and I'm going to say this right out, if anybody's stalking me, you better be prepared for a bloodbath. You don't stalk me, you don't come up behind me, you don't come into my system, you don't come into my channels, you don't come in there to do this and do that and try and scare me, because you're not. You're going to make me very airy, and this brings me to a couple dreams that I had. But I'm going to go over them in another video tonight when I walk the pug. There's a couple dreams I had. I'm about to wonder if this has something to do with it. Intuition telling me, because now it's blowing through my head. So you want to stalk, you're stalking the wrong person. You want to play jokes, you're playing the wrong jokes. This was a funny one, but I hope it don't evolve into something more sick and twisted, because you're dealing with a sick and twisted mind right now. I don't have feelings unless it's got to do with certain things. And when I have stalkers and people that want to harm me, do this, do that to me, you're going to wake up something you ain't never seen. Anybody's ever seen. You don't want to get me on my rant and raves. You don't want to get me mad. It's like the Incredible Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry. But I'm going to play this off as a joke. I'm going to leave it alone. That was a good one. You got me. I mean, that was all suspicious of it anyways. It was good. It was funny. I'll let it go as that. But if you're going beyond that, you're waking up something you don't want to see. I tell people, and I don't like using a reference of the devil, but I like to use the number 666 because everybody's well known of them. Because there's 6 personalities you're dealing with. There's 6 doors within the 6 of my mind. And if you knock on that 6th door, which is the 666, you're opening up something that is not going to be nice. I can tell you that right now. And I don't do harm to the innocent. I do harm to people that like to do quacky, wacky things to others. Not the innocent. But I don't like you people that want to start chaos in a person's life. I don't like people that want to come up and do dirty little things, or gonna come up and try and spook someone, or do sick demented things to someone, or be a stalker to someone. I don't like that. I don't take kindly to that. And I'm telling you right now, this better just be a joke. Other than that, I don't like twisted things. Because twisted things is what have made this mind twisted in the first place. So beware if you're going to try and start something twisted. Because it ain't going to be normal coming out of my mind when I find out who you are and what you're trying to prove and do. I know Goldberg got hit up on one of his web channels or websites and hacking them. I don't like hackers. And hackers are going to be found by me, personally. Out.